And one I know that you'll understand by reaching out for each other's hand.
Damn, I want to watch this movie right now.
What we should have known all along.
You'll hear it, but all the sound design, everything, I did everything. It's my voice, so.
Ship integrity at 10%.
Command, this is Valkyrie 9. We're losing power, and they're cutting through the airlock.
All those years that I was putting into it led to me
getting you ready
to do this, you know? So it's like, it just came around full circle.
It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Lario Show. Got my co-host to the left of me, as always.
What's going on, y'all? It's John Phelps.
I'm Lario, and today we have a very special guest. He's a local guest, in-person guest.
Yes.
This is very rare. That
in
we
the
have
flesh.
In the flesh. He's a jack of all trades. He does a lot of different things. Produces, sings, writes, and for the most part, what we're gonna talk about today is a lot of voiceover work that you've been doing. Kelwin Pacheco.
Yes.
AKA KelKeyz.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thanks for hopping on with us, bro.
Yes,
long time.
absolutely.
We've known each other for years and years, so this is a long time in the works. It's dope to have you on, man. And it's exciting to like have you break down some of the stuff that you do and talk about what you do. Because I find it super, super interesting. I guess for everybody that doesn't know, break down a little bit of your background and what you do and how you got to where you're at now with the voiceover stuff.
Yeah. I'll try and do it as quickly as possible. Every time someone asks me that, I tend to just yap on for
That's
too
all
long.
good,
but
man.
no,
Yap away.
So the quick process, I guess, I've been a musician for a majority of my life. Everyone from on my mom's side either sings or plays an instrument. So I was just kind of had this natural gift of like just knowing music and singing and all that. It just kind of came naturally. So over the years, I learned how to play instruments in church growing up, and then my senior year of high school, around 2014, I got into music production. I've always wanted to produce, but it was a struggle, you know, and that stuff was like expensive, so my mom couldn't really afford to get me something to do it. And it wasn't until my senior year of high school where I interned at a music studio, and that was like I was able to dip my toes.
What'd you start out on, like playing an instrument?
So on playing instruments, my first instrument that I learned was guitar, and ironically, it's the one that I least know how to play. So it's I started with guitar, and then from guitar it went to bass guitar, and then I learned a little bit of piano, and then I got into the drums, and the drums are that's like the best part. I love banging on stuff. So that was the instrumentation, and then in 2014 I got into production, and I started in Reason. I haven't tried FL. I didn't know of the other options yet. So Reason was all right for me, but I always felt like it was, I don't know, I just didn't like the workflow. Like a year after that, that's when I met Taki, Alex, and then I got into Logic Pro X, and that was like kind of like the real
he's
start.
a Logic guy.
And
you sing.
Yeah, and I sing.
Like, don't even skip over that. Like, you're a mad good singer, bro.
I
Like,
appreciate
you're
that.
a really good
appreciate
singer.
that.
Vocals are crazy.
You know, just sat down with myself. I'm like, you know, I like animation. I like movies. I like the whole voiceover aspect of things, of like just acting and not having to be on camera, but just behind the microphone and all of that. So I'm like, you know, why don't I try doing voiceover? Why don't I just give it a shot? I did the Ken voiceover, and what I would do is I would grab a video off of YouTube, download it using this app called Downey from SetApp. They're a really cool company. Download the video, and then I didn't know that Logic had a movie player built in it. So when I found that out, I was just able to drag and drop the video right into Logic. From there, I was using RX10 because they were promoting this cool new vocal rebalance feature where you could like remove the vocals or separate it, you know, by stems, the whole stem thing.
If you really think back, it was before the craze on a lot of the stem splitting technology. Bro, when I first started watching the TikTok stuff that you were doing with the voiceovers, I'm like, yo, because that's how my mind works. I'm like, how the hell is he taking just the voice out of it? Not even dawning on me that like he's splitting the stems. And then I'm like thinking, over time, I'm like, he must be using like a stem splitter. We have a couple of things pulled up.
And now a word from our sponsor. More and more DAWs are Dolby Atmos ready. But if you can't hear what you're doing, it means nothing. That's where Rhyme by Neumann comes in. This plugin turns your NDH30 or the NDH20s into a precision-tuned immersive monitoring environment, letting you mix in 7.1.4 surround or Dolby Atmos without a million speakers or a treated control room. We're not talking emulation based on guesses. difference. Rhyme is based on a real Neumann control room, outfitted with KH line monitors, calibrated with MA1, and captured using the legendary KU100 binaural head, aka Fritz. And because Rhyme is tailor-made for Neumann headphones, you're not getting some close enough translation. You're getting pinpoint accuracy, phase true sound, and stereo imaging that actually feels like speakers in front of you, not stuck inside your head. It's powerful enough for immersive formats, but also incredible for stereo mixing. Whether you're working in a home studio, on a plane, or in a hotel room, Rhyme and the NDH30s means you can trust your ears. Hit the link down in the description below if you want to try out Rhyme by Neumann. Now let's get right back into the Lario show.
What do you want to get into first? We want to showcase a little bit. So, I mean, what do we have open right now?
So right now, recently Disney was celebrating 30 years of the Goofy movie.
Yeah,
that
that's
came
right.
out 30 years ago.
Yep.
So what I try and do when I do my voiceovers and stuff is I try and stick to what's kind of like trending. That's been my new
that's smart.
or my new like way of working around. So I try and like I know May the 4th and stuff for Star Wars is going crazy right now. So that's gonna be my next voiceover that I'm doing. So just trying like staying up to date with what's going on in like the voiceover industry, I guess. And so what I decided to do with this is I love the beat so much from Eye to Eye. Usually I don't reproduce the music, but sometimes I'll get like a copyright thing on TikTok and I have to like take it down and whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I don't even want that to happen because I love this song. So I'm just gonna remake the beat to the best that I can. So that's what I have pulled up right now. And then once I can like kind of break down the beat and play it a little bit through, and then we can go into Logic because I produce an FL now, and then I go into Logic to record vocals and finish the mix and all that.
Yep.
So
this is a song from which Goofy movie?
A Goofy movie. A Goofy movie. That's
the
that's
original
name of
one.
it. Yeah, the original one.
Okay. And then, so it's the song, one of the songs from a Goofy movie. You took the beat, recreated the entire beat first in FL. And
First
then
in FL, yep.
took your recreated beat, put it in Logic,
Put it
did
in
the
Logic,
voiceover.
Did the singing, yep.
So what about like sound effects and stuff like that? Did you stem split for that? Like,
So,
are there, or is it just a straight song?
so for
recording?
this one, it was just the
There's
song.
no like sound effects. Of
No,
it.
there's
Okay.
no. Actually, no, I don't think. I think I just did the beat. Yeah, for
Okay.
this one, I just solely kept
All right,
the beat. But I can open up another project with the
Dope,
sound
yeah.
effects and everything.
Play it if you want. That'd be
yeah,
dope.
I'll play it. Yeah, I'll just play it through, and then we can break it
Oh,
down.
yeah. First of all, what time signature is that?
So
That's not a 4/4.
Yeah, that's
Is
a
it?
4/4. Yeah.
This the snares
1,
placed
2,
weird?
3, 4. Yeah, the snares just like on the off beat.
It's like
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the snare is just having fun all over the track. But yeah, that's 4/4. That's my version of Eye to Eye. That was like the big song at the end of the movie that they were jamming to and all that. So just a quick breakdown. The one thing with me is I suck at labeling stuff.
I'm the same way, bro.
Yeah, I just kind of go, and then that's
I'm the
it.
same way.
I don't think there's a producer that like is crazy. If I see a producer that is like crazy organized with color
Accounting
coding
type
and
beat.
I'm like,
Yo, he got a whole
for real. OCD type beat.
yeah.
Let's see. All right, so figure this is a little. Okay, so my idea was I wanted to use like samples and stuff to try to get like a core of what the beat would be. And then from there I started, adding more stuff, and then it was all cool, but it was missing that live type of like drum type of sound. So once I had everything, I went back and I use Steven Slate SSD drums,
Yeah.
Steven Slate drums. I got a live kit, and then I just kind of like drew
Yeah.
in the
Programmed it in.
programmed it in.
That's a good plugin, yo. We don't
Oh
talk.
my God,
we haven't
dude.
really even talked about that.
It's
In
really,
my
really
metal
good.
days, I would use that.
Yeah, I
all
remember
the
using that a
time.
lot.
Yeah, I pretty much use the whole Steven Slate Access Pass, everything. I'm big on the Steven Slate stuff.
Really good.
And yeah, so then I added the live drums and then mixed it so that it has this like 80s kind of reverb touch to it.
Yeah.
And then was that. So the first thing we have here is like the core just sample.
Second snare.
Yeah. I'll just kind of loop this part right
Yeah,
here.
that's dope.
So that's that, and then we added. So that's I want to leave the live drums for last, and then this was like a shake
Shakers.
loop.
Hey,
Tambourine,
Hey, there we go.
and then the synths.
What are you using for the synth?
I use Omnisphere. I
Honestly,
believe it's
cool.
Omnisphere. Oh no, I'm sorry, Anna 2.
Oh, cool.
Anna
Yeah.
2.
Another slate, right?
Yeah, another Slate one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna 2. Mainly it was Anna 2 and Omnisphere.
Yep.
And I think I used the contact for something.
Cool.
So yeah, and those are sounding pretty dope. And then what really pulls it together is that bass. So that's that. And then what
fire.
really ties it together once I had everything was the live kit.
Can you play the live kit by itself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that bell was sick.
It sounds, it sounds realistic.
That's like my favorite sound that the drum makes is when you hit
Yeah.
the bell like that and
The
go
bell
bing.
on the ride.
I always wanted
Yeah.
to do
The
that.
bell on the ride, bro.
I always wanted to be able to hit that shit like
I used to do that like
whenever I wanted.
I used to do that like in the middle of a breakdown when I played drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, before.
Exactly.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Some
That shit
screamo.
rips.
And then right here, and then the chorus, it gets a little bit more busy. Let's see here. And then yeah, so then let me solo these again. So then we got the oh man, the chorus I added like a little perk loop.
There's like a phaser on that.
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a phaser on it. That's how the loop was.
Yeah. Some reverb.
That shit. Some freaky ass like
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the original movie, so he's matching that like
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to match
90s
it.
vibe.
Yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
94, 92 or something like
Well,
that.
this,
I'm pretty
this
sure
song sounds like
had
some
around
old
the
like
90s.
Prince shit. So it's like really like the 80s style like.
It's really,
And
yeah.
then you got
'cause
the
it's
Phil
early 90s.
Collins like.
Well,
Found out about that
95,
snare
yeah,
recently,
95.
right?
Yeah.
They're celebrating 30 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 95.
95. But
That's the year I was
95
born.
is like,
Crazy.
you still have a lot of 80s elements that are kind of like
yeah.
leaking over to the new decade, you know? Like, you still have that. But the
Crazy.
synths, there's a lot of, yeah, I mean, it is 80s style. It is 80s.
Yeah,
Like that's the part that
core
reminds
this
me
is
of
those synths.
Prince a lot. Is that
Yeah.
bum, ba-na-na-na. That's like some freaky ass like Purple Rain. Like,
Yeah.
love that. Yeah,
Uh,
this is dope, man. And so when you made out all the parts, were you just listening for each of the things, or did you? Yeah. So you
pretty
got
much.
that ear.
was like, yeah, that's where I'm thankful that I have a good ear for music
Mm-hmm.
because I just literally I just close my eyes and I can focus on one individual thing to the point where there's literally like just guitar that I didn't pick up on at first. And then I listened to it in my car, the original song, just because I was just like trying to get the song in my head as before, while I was working on the beat. And there's a simple guitar on the hook where it's ding ding ding,
Yeah.
bang, bang, and they like panned it all the way to the left and stuff. So I did all that too. Like so that's just this right here.
Crazy. What guitar is that?
That is a Stratus That's like a free plugin from.
Because it sounds pretty good.
I think that's the Contact one that I used. Yeah. Oh, Shreddage 3 Stratus free.
Oh, dope.
So yeah, you have mute whatever and.
Yeah. That's
really
crazy.
good.
When you see a plugin that has all those different colors to the left and to the right will, if you hold one and play a note, it makes it do like something different. Like it'll do like a palm mute, or it'll do like a like a harmonic or something crazy.
Exactly. So you can get nuts. Dude, the instrument plugins that are out nowadays are insane, bro. The how intricate they are is just nasty. So luckily I didn't have to go too crazy. I just had a little with that, so that was easy.
Attention to detail, bro.
Yeah, and that's like.
All right, so now you took this beat. So now you take this beat, you export it, just like in a wave.
Yeah, I export it. I do I mix it. You know, I do a mix here, then export it as a wave, and then I bring it into Logic. We can go into Logic now.
FL Studio on Mac, bro.
Yeah,
there's a few of us out here.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're an FL Mac guy too. Yeah. There's really not much difference. I think it's just you don't have ASIO drivers. And
the X is on the left-hand side. It's crazy.
You don't have command. I mean,
crazy.
You don't have control. You have control, but everything that control is command, shortcut-wise. And then you have a couple other shortcuts like Alt and Option, like really just some shortcuts that are different.
Quick little workflow differences.
There was a couple of things that I noticed when I used it that didn't work, but they probably work now. Like that noise cancellation feature, or that feature where you can just get rid of noise, like you can acquire a noise profile, the toothbrush in Edison.
Yeah.
That, for whatever reason, was not available in Mac for a while. I don't know if it is nowadays, but for some reason, that algorithm, I guess they probably couldn't get it to work on a Mac at that time. But other than that, it's the same. It's the same thing.
I haven't used the scrubber in a minute. I've been using just the limiter real quick.
Yeah.
For stuff like that. Yeah. I'll get I'll comp the vocal, and then I'll use the voice, the noise gate.
Unless there's some crazy noise, I don't use it.
Yeah.
It's just cool that it's there. If somebody sends me a vocal where there's some like really bad noise that I can isolate by itself, I'll use it to get rid of it.
Yeah, there's some crazy noise cancellation ones. Like Otto and I were working the other week, and he pulled one out, and I was like, that's crazy.
There was an isotope one that everybody used.
I'm like, hey, yo.
Yeah. So with this one, you got... Did you pull the video in for this one to go along with everything?
Yeah. So I timed it with the video, how it would be in the movie, and everything, and just kind of like I found the tempo of the original and then lined it up how it would match with this scene from the movie. So now I have the beat in here. I'll play the vocals soloed, so you can just hear the vocals now, and then I can kind of break them down.
Yeah.
So.
I got myself a notion.
And I got that like 80s kind of verb on there.
I got myself a notion. And one I know that you'll understand. We set the world in motion by reaching out for each other's hand.
Damn, I want to watch this movie right now.
What we should have known all along. Yeah.
Woo.
One way or another, together's where we both belong. If we listen to each other's heart, we'll find we're never too far apart. And maybe love is the reason why, for the first time.
All right, Phil Collins over here, yo.
Eye to eye.
That's Trill Collins.
Kel Collins.
Kel Collins.
Kel Collins, dude.
Crazy.
I want to do. You'll be in my heart.
Yeah, you might. Yo, that's crazy. Kel Collins.
Bro, that's
great.
so good. Those harmonies are so clean.
That's
bro.
amazing.
Dude,
Like the way that you
doing
capture like the
harmonies,
reverb and the vibe of all of it too. Like, what did you use for a reverb? A stock Logic or
no,
third party?
Let me see. I'll pull up the chain.
Because you matched
Steven
that room
Slate.
style that they used. Like, it sounds like a hardware type of reverb.
Yeah. So it was. So this is a Steven Slate, Verb Suite Classics. So 250 vocal perfection. I have the decay pretty short. I don't want to extend it too long. And then the thing with the way that I use reverb sometimes, Ideally, I know people throw them on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just feel like it sounds better when you just put it right on the
it.
channel. Yeah, like right on there, and that's what I did with this. So I just threw it right on there. I have the, I just mixed the dry wet so that it's just at a good balance. I put the gain, the high end a little bit higher so it's a little more brighter. I leave the mid and lows normal, right at 0, and it just gives me that effect. With it off,
I got myself a notion, and one I know that you'll understand. We set the world in motion.
it just gives it that 80s touch.
Yeah.
But
I feel like not putting it on a send definitely helps give it that same like 80s, 90s
feel,
vibe.
yeah. I agree
Now
with
that you say that,
I
like,
agree
it
with
really
you.
does.
'Cause I feel like when I put it on the bus, it's like it just doesn't.
I know what you mean though, bro. I know. It sounds like it now. It's on everything. It's a part of the vocal versus being like, I don't know,
little
done
effect
after the fact.
added that you just kind of fade in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, yeah. And then my favorite part of this whole thing is those harmonies. That's kind of what That's what I like.
Yeah, break down like
passionate about, bro.
play them like maybe one by one,
Yeah,
real quick, just like bang,
absolutely.
bang, bang, like one by one.
So the first one here. So the way I like to do my harmonies is I do doubles of each one.
Okay.
So
So
I'll
you
have,
pick
like,
one harmony and you do two.
I
of
pick
them.
one harmony. Yeah, I'll do like the low harmony and then first, second, third, whatever, and then I just do 2 takes of each, and I pan them. I have a specific way that I pan them. I'll do 10 left, 10 right, and then 15 left, 15 right, and then 20 left, 20 right, and then I kind of go off of there. I'll go 25, 30, or whatever.
And do
depending
you
on how I'm feeling.
choose which harmonies are gonna end up being the more panned, spread left and right ones, like based off of how high pitch they are or low pitch they are?
Yeah, for the most part, yes. Sometimes it's just whatever ends up on that track,
whatever,
you know.
yeah.
But like I do go it with that mindset of like, trying to, I'm gonna do the highs a little bit more spread out, this and that. But usually it's more of a,
Gotcha.
yeah. Well, sometimes I do like something random, but
Yep.
these. So let me play these both. So
Creating that space.
Listen to each other's heart.
yeah, so that's that one.
Listen to each other's heart.
Clean.
Listen to each other's heart.
Little variation and
Of the first
those, yeah, and then with the lead.
If we listen to each other's heart, we'll
And then just the harmonies.
listen to each other's heart.
And then the second half, I did a
It's
little
epic, bro.
variation.
Maybe love is the
That part is
reason
sick.
why.
Them low joints is
Maybe
sick.
love. Yeah, I was like, oh, let me just hold that one note out.
That's
So
nice.
And then
bro.
all together, it just sounds awesome.
If we listen to each other's heart, we'll find we're never too far apart. And maybe love is the reason why.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
yo.
much that. And then, yeah, with the beat and everything, it just kind of all came together.
If we listen to each other's heart, we'll find
That's
we're
pretty much like a
So dope,
quick
bro.
little like
That's
breakdown
crazy,
of that
bro.
part, yeah.
So
And you
dope.
really like a heavy hitter because you got the voice, like the speaking voice, the acting voice, and you've got like not only the ability to sing like this too, but like you know how to mix and all that yourself. So
Yeah.
that's like such like a powerhouse type.
It really
shit,
is
you know
a
what I mean?
powerhouse, bro. You're doing
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm trying my best.
You don't
And-
have to outsource for any bit
no,
of this.
nothing at all.
And you do the video work. You make your own content. You edit your videos.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
you
do everything.
do
That's how you know
every
he's a
single
local
thing.
guy. That's how you know he's a Rhode Island guy.
That's how you
know
know
what I'm
he's
saying?
like serious about it. He's not
We out
making any
here.
excuse waiting. No, he's gonna say
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I need somebody that can mix this for me. I can't put it
Yeah.
out."
No,
yet."
dude,
Well, I
I
gotta.
don't-
That's the thing about us Rhode Island creatives is like we're mad resourceful and talented. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when all that comes together and somebody's driven and like you talked about your schedule and all that, once you like get your whole like pocket down, there's no stopping it. You know what I
Right,
mean? That's
right.
why we got a lot of killers in the state. You know,
Yeah,
that's
and
why
then
it's
just to
sick.
like go back real quick, just to go back to those points where people who are like in positions like us, where we're just starting off, or we feel like we've been doing something for so long and nothing's happening. all those years that I was putting into it led to me
getting you ready
to do this. You know, so it's like it just came around full circle. And
it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
Like you're in that process. You don't really realize it when you're in it. But when you can look back on a few years back, or 5 years back, or 10 years back, you realize that in those moments you may have been thinking, oh, why haven't I made it yet? But you look back, and the reason why you haven't made it yet, maybe you weren't ready yet, and you were in the process of learning all these different trades, skills, all these different things that led you to this now, being able to right place, right time, everything.
And now you can execute from the best position that you've ever been in.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might not have been ready to do it before. You know what I'm saying? And now you have like the blessing coming through when you're really truly ready, and like you're able to like maneuver how you want to maneuver and all that. So
and now
smooth,
recently
bro.
I started dabbling even with sound design.
Oh, dope.
That's brief, but
that's
that's like
gonna be crazy.
I teamed up with this company called Krotos Audio, and they create like sound design plugins and stuff. So they have this cool plugin called Dehumanizer. And I originally bought Dehumanizer because Dehumanizer is a plugin that alters your voice to sound like monsters and stuff like that, like creatures and things like that. And I was like, me with my voice overhead, I was like, oh man, that'd be cool. Maybe I could do like a monster scene or something, like an ogre or something like that, and just kind of expanding a little bit. And that turned into, I made a video kind of like showing what Dehumanizer does. And Krotos, they saw it on TikTok, and they messaged me and was like, hey, we saw your video of Krotos. We would love to like work with you and stuff.
Let's go.
And they like Marvel's use their plugins and stuff like that, like big companies. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So like that's like my new like step into everything with the sound design. And with that, I've been able to create my own, just like literally I'll grab a scene and I'll redo all the sounds now.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm not even I'm just doing the stem splitting to get rid of the vocals or whatever. Or now it's like I don't even need anything. I just need the video and I can do everything on my own. But that's like my new kind of thing that I've been doing now, and I was able to create my voiceover demos and everything using all the sound. If you don't mind, I'll play one. Just
go for it.
I'm super proud of this, bro. This
bro.
is like a video game demo that I did where it's aliens are attacking the ship, right? And I'm like the captain or something speaking over the radio, like to, but you'll hear it. But all the sound design, everything, I did everything. It's my voice, so.
Ship integrity at 10%.
Command, this is Valkyrie 9. We're losing power, and they're cutting through the airlock. If you hear this, don't send help. Just seal the sector.
That's
They
amazing,
just broke
bro.
through. No!
You're like a little alien. So that was Dehumanizer and everything.
That's
like,
wild.
did, like,
That's
alien
sick,
sound.
dude.
So,
That's
something like
incredible,
that, yeah.
man.
So that's like I'm really trying to do
Yeah.
everything.
You know what I
everything.
love, and it might be just the song, but I think it like has a lot to do with the song. But the way you like captured the vocals and everything about it was the one from Sing. The one from Sing that you did, and I don't know if there's a video that you can pull up that you did on it. I know there's a video that you did on it. You know what I'm talking about?
I did a few from Sing. Was it the auditions?
It was
Or the Johnny? I'm still standing.
Yes.
That one?
Yeah.
I could pull up
The
the video.
gorilla. Right?
Yeah, Johnny, yep.
And then you even did the father's voice in the prison.
Yeah.
Like you went in on it, bro. Do you have like the video that you
Yeah, I
have
could
online?
play that video.
Bro, people would love to see stuff like this, man. It shows, obviously. You post the content and people are watching it. But that's one of my favorites. I think the song is just, I
love
get
that
stuck
song.
in my head so
Yeah.
much when I hear that
Well,
song.
you know what? I'm happy that you brought that up because when I went live and I was working on this video, that was actually my biggest live ever.
Was it? That
my
song?
biggest live ever till this day. I had about 8,000 people watching that live while I was working on that. I got over 2 million likes in the live. Wow. And I think this was one of my first ones that got over 1 million views.
Wow. Bro.
And so I'm happy you brought it up because that's something.
Sometimes
dude,
it has a lot to
crying
do
on the live and everything. It was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, this is
what?
crazy.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's insane. I don't know. I don't think I was watching the live, but I know that I've seen that video, like the clip of it, or the one that you made for that.
Yeah, no, I'll play it for you right now.
Oh yeah.
never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely night that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use.
What is that? Turn it down, will ya? Hey.
And this is
Did
the
you
cool
hear
thing
me?
with the mixing and everything.
said
Like I mixed it so
turn
it sounds like it's coming through the TV now.
Don't
Yeah.
you know
And it goes back to, like, the show.
Yeah, I noticed like,
better
the
than I
technical detail
ever
is crazy.
did. Looking like a true survivor.
Johnny.
Feeling like a little kid.
It's Johnny!
I'm
That's my
still
son!
standing after all this time. Picking up the pieces of my life
son.
without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah,
Dang,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's like
emotional,
that's a little
yo.
bit, yeah. So that's just that was.
Bro, that's so
big
good.
one
Now,
for
can
me,
you
dude.
upload your joints like that you recreate to like Spotify and all that stuff?
So
If he
don't-
doesn't like he did the Goofy one, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
That's a
probably,
cover.
like, yeah,
That
that's a
could- because
cover,
that's a
yeah.
cover. You put it up as a cover
Crazy,
license.
yeah.
You pay the cover license fee.
Yeah.
Whatever
Right,
that
'cause
is. I know.
that
I
would
remember
be
like
sick, yo. You'd have
because
people
I
streaming
dropped
your
so
shit
many
all
cover
over.
songs. We dropped a couple of cover songs with Piffin. I dropped a few.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally if you haven't used the master recording,
Right.
it's a cover.
Right.
If you recreated it and you re-recorded it,
Yeah.
you can upload it and you can put it up there as a cover.
Get
Right.
that
Yeah,
shit
that's
going,
exactly
bro.
right.
That's
'Cause
another
you're-
thing
you're-
right
you're-
I
there.
get a lot of people
Spotify
that
will
ask
go
me like,
crazy,
okay,
yo.
yo, you gotta put this on Spotify.
Put this on
And I'm like,
Spotify,
I
for
wish I
sure,
could, but I can't.
yeah.
And like I
Sooner or later, you will though.
yeah, sooner or later I will. It's just I'm doing so much.
I
It's
know,
like
you
to
gotta
be
pick
able
your
to
priorities.
produce every single thing that I do would
Yeah.
would be a lot. So that's why I just try and stick with the way that I'm doing it. And then if it's something like this where I'm really like inspired to remake the beat, then I'll do like
Yeah.
that. And something like this, maybe I can go back and actually finish the whole Eye to Eye song. I just did that one little section, but yeah, in the future, you never know. We'll see.
Can you
Yeah.
show us? You talked a little bit about how you bring things into Logic when you're about to do a voiceover like this. You talked about it. Can you show it maybe? And you
Yeah.
talked about earlier before we went live on and started recording, but you were talking about doing the stitch. The
Yeah,
stitch
yeah.
movie.
I could do a quick little line from the Stitch ones that I
Yeah.
did. I'll pull it up.
Just to show that process. I think it's
Yeah.
really interesting.
7:00 on the dot.
I'm in my couch
So
watching the seas.
like
Watching the
just like-
seas.
like fast forwarding everything. So imagine I just dragged the video
Yep.
into Logic.
And you just straight up drag it into any track.
yeah.
Or you
I
have
just
to make a video track.
no. You just drag it
And it
into the
knows.
project, and
Okay.
it knows that it's a video MP4,
Okay.
and then
Fire.
it'll ask you if you wanna extract the visuals and the audio.
Yep.
And usually they're both checked off as default. So I just hit OK, and then it creates its own movie track up here. And now
Okay.
the movies they're playing, and it has its own movie tab right
And
here.
that grayed out right there is the audio from the video that
Right. Yeah. So normally when you would pull it in, this would be blue. It would
Yeah.
be visible. But this is the audio.
Gotcha.
I'm like doing it like people can see my finger. But this is the audio right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I would do is I would right click on it, go down to processing, and then hit stem splitter, because now Logic has its own stem splitter in there. So I'll do the stem splitter, and then vocals, drums, bass, other. So the main thing I'm worried about is vocals. So I do all of them because that's where all the sound effects and everything are in. So
Yeah.
I'll do all that, hit split, and then it splits it up into these 4 channels here. So you have your
Cool.
drums, your bass, other, and then vocals, and this is my main butter right here. So then what I do is I will go and I'll listen to the line. So I'll mute this. Let's do this.
If it wasn't for
So
your
this is the original.
if it wasn't for your experiment 626, none of this.
Stitch.
What?
My name Stitch.
Stitch, then. If it wasn't for Stitch.
On the ship. Does Stitch have to go in the ship?
So boom. So I pick out the parts. I kind of do it one by one. It's already cut out, obviously, because I already worked on this. But once I, figure out where his dialogue is, then all I do in Logic, I found out, you can either go right before it and do, Command T to trim or whatever. But I recently found out that all you have to do is hold command, and then this, I don't even know what this is called, honestly, but it's like this little white
Grabber.
grabber. Yeah, like you hover over it, and then it highlights what you want, and then you just click on it, and it trims it for you.
That's cool.
So that's
I like that.
a lot easier. I can get more precise with everything. It's just like it just speeds up the process. So once I have the parts that I'm gonna redo, and I listen to the line multiple times, so I like just memorize it pretty much because I don't have a script in front of me, and then I'll mute the parts.
This is why you mentioned that. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
I have a suggestion. I don't know if you probably already thought of it and probably don't do it for a reason, but what if you transcribed everything and then had it all like written down? Like, you can like take that audio and transcribe it through some software real quick, and then you get everything written out. But some of it might not be 100% on.
Yeah.
But that's a way to maybe automate that process. And then instead of going line for line listening, you want the inflection and everything too. So I mean, there's that.
Exactly. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Actually, I never
The
really thought of
transcription
that.
would be good when you want to do
there.
captions and stuff, because then you would have it all written down. But
Or you could, that was just a suggestion. You could add it to the workflow. Maybe it somehow fits in there. Maybe it doesn't.
It still would be good to have the words up there, and I could still listen to it to hear the emotion and the inflection like you mentioned. But that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought of that. Sometimes I'll just type it out real quick if it's like a long line. But yeah, that's actually a really good idea. You kind of just open a whole new.
I was watching a couple of lives, and I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that watching like some of your lives at some point, and I was like, when I see him, I'm gonna tell him that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That was a really good idea. So luckily for this, they're like pretty brief. So I'll have my channel where I'm recording. Usually, if I'm live, I'll have like the video right here so people can see the video. They can see my screen and what I'm doing. I'll take it here. So if I'm recording, so
If it wasn't for your experiment 626, none of...
Stitch.
What?
My name, Stitch.
Stitch, then. If it wasn't for Stitch...
Does Stitch have to go in the ship?
So something like that. And then, I just re-record it until I have the perfect take. Just like if I was singing a song or anything, you re-record or whatever. Sometimes I'll even
And you're using the visual of the audio files to kind of cue yourself when it's about to come in.
Exactly. That's a big thing. Like Logic has this cool audio or like just visual where you can like increase.
It doesn't do anything to the volume. It just
it just makes the graphic like bigger. So I do that so I can really see what's going on. And yeah, that helps too. So like you can see here, like it's a little bit off or whatever, and I'll just like trim it or slide it over, nudge it over a little bit, or I'll just re-record the whole thing, whatever, and then we have like a little
Stitch.
What?
My name, Stitch.
Stitch.
So we have something like that, but that was
So
like
sick.
a poor take, but I
you
perfected
would
Stitch.
perfect it. I've seen what you do. Like you'll go over and over again until you get it.
Oh
perfect.
yeah, dude. Sometimes people are like, bro, like that last one was good.
That
and
was
I'm just
it.
like,
Not yet.
I'm like, nah, like it might sound good, but a lot of times it's like I know I can hit it better.
Yeah.
Or I just hear it because I have like headphones like this on versus someone just listening on the phone. I'm like, no, you can't hear what I hear. That's not the one. So that's pretty much like the process of what I do. That's how when I go live, I have this screen up like this with my phone right here in front of my computer, literally like like this, and I'm just like whatever, and then do my voiceovers, and that's pretty much the whole process. And then I'll go ahead and mix it. I'll have my chain. I'll listen back and forth to the original and whatever, and mix it till it matches, and that's pretty much like the whole thing. It's
so
like,
dope.
It feels like simple when I like talk about it like that, but there's a lot into it. I mean, clearly
there's a lot that goes into that.
I feel like what I mean is like when I say, I don't know, it just seems like, oh yeah, I just do this, whatever. But there's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, so that's pretty much the process, and that's what I've been doing on TikTok. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I've met incredible people through it. Even now, like I'm gonna be doing a collab. I don't know if y'all familiar with, but did y'all ever watch a show when y'all were younger called Choo Choo Soul? It's a Disney Junior show.
No.
With Genevieve Goings. It's like all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard the choo-choo train. It's this like big show like from when I was younger.
I might be too old.
And maybe. But I'm gonna be doing a collaboration with her. And
that's
she
awesome,
does like
bro.
she still does stuff for Disney Junior. She teaches kids how to voice act and all that, and that's like a huge collab that I have going on too. And
That's
with other
awesome,
voice
bro.
actors and stuff too. I did one recently with a story or Red. She does a lot of stuff like brand name companies. I'm pretty sure she did the Spotify voice, like when you are now listening to 30 minutes of free ads, like that voice is her.
That's the other thing too. I like you have this massive potential to do so much with voiceover stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like because you're not only like because you can do the singing as well. Like there's a lot of people that can do the voiceover stuff, but they can't sing. You can do the voice acting stuff to the point where like, you know, you're doing a normal-ish type of character that has a different kind of voice, like a Stitch or like anything in a regular kind of movie or a TV show or a commercial, but you can also sing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's gonna like it's gonna go, bro. It's gonna go. What you're doing is gonna go.
Like the amount of praying and just having faith and just believing in myself and just really just the consistency is the hardest part.
That's the biggest thing.
Grinding
Just don't
and
stop.
just don't stop. Yeah, just
Do not
don't
stop.
Don't stop. And I know that big things are gonna happen. I feel it.
The only thing that's gonna stop anything from happening is if you stop it.
Right.
Is if you
that's
stop.
that's what
And
happened
that's
in 2024.
advice for myself. That's advice for anybody listening, watching. That's I have to tell myself that on a day-to-day basis because of what I do. Nothing happens if I don't make it happen. Like if I stop, everything stops. You know, like because of what I do for a living. If I stop, it goes away. So there's no way that I can stop what I'm doing.
Exactly.
It can't.
Exactly. And that was a big lesson that I learned in 2024 when like, you know, just life took over. It was that big like thing, like because I went so hard in 2023, I was still getting a lot of likes and views well into 2024, but then like probably halfway into it, it just stopped. It stopped. Like literally it stopped. And I'm like,
the internet's
this is like, nah, I can't let this happen. And then, you know, like I said, eventually I got back into it. I'm happy that I did. I'm happy that what's happening is happening. And yeah, like we said, I know something big is gonna come out of it. I know I'm gonna get some eyes to see it. I did Icky Vicky, you know, Icky Vicky.
Yeah.
So Butch Hartman.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up and forgot to bring it up. The Fairly Odd Parents, right? So yeah, the creator acknowledged
Fairly
you
Odd Parents, yeah.
and did a reaction to what you did.
Yeah, he duetted the video. I was trying to.
Can you bring that post up right now?
Let me see.
Like that exact post? Because I know you did like a reaction to the reaction, right? I saw on your TikTok.
Yeah. Yep.
If there's anything on here you want us to cut out, we can cut out too.
Okay.
Like if you get it, you know what I mean? If
I just got some feet pics on here.
Onlyfeet.com. KelzFeet.com.
Feet pics, yo, pulling off.
Yeah, let's show this and then I would love
You got to
to
put the @ sign on it
yeah, and then we
and
can
the
wrap
URL.
up.
You know, you didn't go with me that day. That day was doing something else.
So when you type your username in for the URL, there's an @ in the middle of the.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, follow this dude on TikTok, y'all.
Yeah, follow
because
me
this
on
is
TikTok.
crazy.
And
This is
IG.
crazy.
I'm trying to get people to follow me on IG as well. That's
Bro,
because
these
I restarted
posts-
my page on IG, so I'm
Oh, I know,
I'm
already-
almost at 1,000. I'm trying to get to at least 1K.
You should go back and take every popular post that you had on your TikTok and post it on Instagram and repost it.
Okay.
And I would say repost it on TikTok.
Okay.
Like just straight up repost the same ones.
Yeah. No, for real. I should do that.
The lifespan of these platforms is 72 hours, bro. TikTok may be a little bit longer sometimes because of the longevity of their algorithm, but Instagram, it's 72 hours. Even if it goes viral, it's 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
Like if it goes viral, it's like 2 weeks. And that's it.
No, yeah, I should do that. I should do that for sure.
Icky Vicky. Huh? What? Dude, how'd we get here so fast?
I redid the voice of Tai Lung.
Where's the Dragon Warrior?
Icky Vicky.
I read
Icky Vicky. Icky Vicky.
Right, there we go. Huh? So yeah, that's Butch Hartman, the creator of Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom.
The power of music?
my childhood. Like just crazy.
Let's go.
Just singing the song. And the cool thing that I did with this and why I feel like it worked when he saw it was because in the middle of this scene, there's a point where Timmy's talking to his parents. So I decided to be a little creative. And what I did was when Timmy was talking to his parents, I was like, if you're watching on TikTok right now, and like I did it at the same time that he's like talking with his parents, if you're watching on TikTok, you should tag Butch Hartman in the comments. And you know, tag him, and then the parents talking, they're like, oh, you want us to tag Butch Hartman? And dad's like, you want us to tag Butch Hartman? Like, I literally said it multiple times. I got mad people to tag him, and we saw it.
Use that strategy in like every post you can.
I need to start doing that, yeah.
Start like flipping and remixing the originals a little bit.
That's crazy, bro.
To make a call to action.
Yeah,
that's smart,
literally.
bro.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Yeah, that was this one, and then
That's
I did
creative
another
as hell.
one. I did Shiny Teeth.
Icky Vicky.
Which the Shiny Teeth, that was the one that like randomly just started going crazy again. Yeah, right here, 361.
I redid the voice of Chip Skylark.
Word. Don't say that. Come on, everybody. Let's shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle, adding beauty to my face. My shiny teeth that glisten.
Yeah, y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know. Fairly Odd Parents. What a show. What a show.
That show was dope, man.
That show was crazy.
I've been wanting to do a Crimson Chin voiceover
Yeah,
lately.
yeah.
I gotta do that
You got
soon.
to.
Bro, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you and what you've been doing.
Yeah,
I'm
bro,
glad you
appreciate it.
found something that like you're really, I mean, you've always been passionate about music, but I'm glad you found something that you know 100%. This is me. This is what I was meant to do.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. I guess we can wrap up. We're a little bit past the time, but yo, I definitely want to do this again and do some
bro,
more.
I'm
It's
definitely
something,
down.
you know, I don't know what we could do next, but we definitely got to do this again. We're in the same state. We got to do more.
Yeah,
You know
we
what
got
I'm
to do
saying?
more for sure, bro.
But yeah, if you want, please like plug some stuff that you want, and I'll drop links down in the description as well.
Yeah, I mean the main plugs is follow me on all socials at KelKeyz, KelKeyz. I just got my website together too, so I have like all my demos up there and everything. If there's any casting directors or anyone that come across this, but check out my website www.kelkeyz.com. And yeah, that's really it. I'm on TikTok, IG. Those are my main two platforms. I don't really post on YouTube too much, but I'll probably start doing reels in the future. But my main focus is TikTok and IG. And yeah, just follow me on those. Stay tuned to what I'm doing. Follow Impound Comics. They're doing their first animated film ever called Impound Rise of the Unbound. I'm the voice of Blasted, which is a Mayan god of ink and tattoos. And he has tattoos all over his body that he can summon at will. And they're tattoos of weapons. And when he fights, he just pulls the weapons right out of his body.
Oh, wow.
It's so cool. So make sure y'all go follow Impound Comics.
I'm going to check that out.
Follow Studio Bless. That is the Christian anime that I'm going to be in. It's called Ascension After. It's a anime that takes place in the book of Revelations, like kind of the apocalypse kind of, where these characters are going through the apocalypse while John, who was the guy that God gave the visions of the apocalypse, like while God's showing them the visions, like the characters are like living it in real time. It's gonna be really really cool.
Bro.
It's really
That's
cool.
dope.
So make sure y'all check them out as well. And yeah, that's really it. You know, I'm still on the grind. I'm still very new to all of this. But I'm just, you know, just working hard. That's all I can say. Just I'm a hard worker, and when you're passionate about something, you know, don't let anything stop you. Pretty much, you just got to keep pushing. Shout out to my family, my wife, my children. Thank you for supporting me. And yeah, I'm super excited for what this year has in store. And what has already happened, and I know it's gonna be crazy. If there's two more things that I can plug. One of them would be Krotos Audio. Make sure y'all check out Krotos Audio for sound design stuff. You know, voiceover, any voice actors or anything. If you want tools to help dehumanize your voice, Krotos Audio. And I came across this company recently, super cool. called Musicus Booth, and it's a company that created like pretty much this booth, like a booth it's like a soundproof booth. But it's I feel like it's catered more towards like your home, and like, you know, if you need like something at your house, if you don't have the best place for like what's the word I'm looking for? Acoustics, yeah. Things like that. They have different sizes of these booths that you can order. They're on Kickstarter right now, but I reached out to them recently, and we're gonna do like something together and stuff in the future. So make sure y'all check them out as well. So that's it from me.
Well, I appreciate you hopping on, man.
Yeah,
again, we got to do this again.
Yes.
And if you haven't already, please make sure you follow Kel and share this with a friend if you get
me. Let's never forget that.